you, Jack. We're going to talk about it.
He's not getting excited about Gavin's sport, it has to be
Unfortunately
said.
not.
Hopefully that isn't the same for you guys at home.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jeff. See you later on.
Let's talk about Jack now, shall we? Because if you're pregnant and you're expecting your baby and it is born prematurely, then it can be an incredibly frightening experience.
Well, Jack, who's now 7, was born 24 weeks when Karen, his mum, was 24 weeks pregnant, and now hope to make their story into a film to help other families cope if their baby is born prematurely, and the whole family, including Dad, Alan, is here, and Dr. Hillary's alongside as well. Karen, let's start with your story then. You had Streptococcus B, wasn't it?
That's right,
which kind of led up to that premature pregnancy. Tell us what the experience was. It must have been pretty horrific.
It was very frightening because obviously I'd never heard of Streptococcus B. There are a lot of children that contract this needlessly. We're campaigning to get the government to test every single woman in the United Kingdom for Streptococcus B because, you know, it aborts at 24 weeks gestation. It can actually lead to stillborn, you know, children. So we're really pressing ahead with trying to get this petition.
But as it stands at the moment, it's not mandatory. Not everyone gets tested, but you can ask for it, which I think is worth telling people. If they're worried, they can ask for that test.
But I never got any information. When I went to the antenatal classes, you know, I'm an educated woman, I was never given any information. So obviously we're trying to raise awareness with that as well. So I just went into labour, you know, and you know, it was horrific. It was scary, you know, because 5 months pregnant, I didn't know a child could actually survive at 24 weeks gestation, you know, so it was a very, very scary, you know, very scary time.
And he was really tiny, wasn't he?
Very, very tiny, yeah.
Here. I mean, there is a picture of him, look.
Yeah.
After birth. How much did he weigh?
He weighed £1 6 ounces.
£1 6 ounces. So if you just have a look at this. This is a small bag of sugar, which weighs just over a pound. It's similar weight as to what Jack. It is very scary.
Very, very scary.
I can't imagine what it must have been like.
Yeah, he looked like an action man.
Right.
You know, his eyes were fused shut. You know, his ears were not formed. But he was perfect in every way. It was just bizarre.
And of course, Alan, it's very difficult, isn't it? Because you're having to travel. He's got to stay in hospital. He's got to have that care.
Yeah.
So you're travelling to and from hospital.
To work, finding a job at the time as well. So I was actually sort of going through a period of between jobs. So I was trying to find work as well during that period. So it's quite difficult for the whole family, really, keeping us all together. It was just a massive shock, really, 4 months early, because you're not prepared for it at all.
No.
Hillary, Jack's doing great, obviously, age 7. He did a normal sized chap. What about survival rate and a normal life?
Well, 700 babies every year affected by Group B strep infection, and of those about 75 will die, and 40 will be left with long-term complications. So it's a significant illness. It's the commonest cause of life-threatening illness in newborn babies. So there is a charity called Group B Strep Support who are campaigning to screen every woman at an early stage in antenatal care to identify carriers so that they can have some antibiotics during the delivery, the onset of the labour, and during delivery itself to prevent these infections happening, because they do have significant consequences. At the moment, it's only available if you pay privately for this test. So the campaign is to make it available to everyone on the NHS, and I think that's a very reasonable demand to make to the government.
Well, you're going to come back and chat a bit more later.